recognizing a communist, physical appearance counts for nothing. If he openly declares himself to be a communist, we take his word for it. If a person consistently reads and advocates the views expressed in a communist publication, he may be a communist. If a person supports organizations which reflect communist teachings, or organizations labeled communist by the Department of Justice, she may be a communist. If a person defends the activities of communist nations while consistently attacking the domestic and foreign policy of the United States, she may be a communist. If a person does all these things over a period of time, he must be a communist.
Coming up.
I just want to shake some sense into you kids.
You know, that has new meaning now after last weekend.
Yes,
It does.
The T-Force.
The T-Force.
I miss stuff like that.
Yeah.
Actually, yes, I do. We didn't know what we had back then.
Well, everything now is so mean-spirited.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I
It's
totally agree.
It's not there to entertain you. It's either there to either humiliate you or lecture you or spew hate at you or tell you you're a terrible person. I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Completely agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the last person I think should be lecturing me is someone who probably had their dick in a 12-year-old less than a month ago.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. That does seem to be the situation, doesn't it?
Yep. I'm going to lecture you about morals. Bitch, you were high on set.
Yeah.
Or let's take it another direction. Anyone who thinks this was a good idea to put on a courthouse.
Tell people what this is that we are looking at.
Now, ignore the erect satanic statue part. I mean, the fact is it really does look satanic. I think it is, in my opinion.
Well, what the hell is it even supposed to represent?
That is an idol, a golden idol that they have placed on the Supreme Courthouse, New York Supreme Courthouse, in honor of Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Well, she looked nothing like that.
Exactly.
They specifically said it was an idol to Ruth Bader Ginsburg and the right to an abortion.
Yeah.
And there it is, next to other figures of law and justice throughout Western society. And I don't know who got replaced here by Lady Satan, but you notice something very different about it.
Actually, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I didn't know that Ruth Bader Ginsburg had tentacles for arms. I mean, that makes you look at her a whole different way.
Well, how else? Yeah, why else is she wearing that robe? It's to cover that up.
Yeah.
And apparently she's rising out of, I guess, what's supposed to be a lotus.
But I didn't realize before that's a red lotus. That thing is colored. It's not gold like the rest of it.
And when asked about why Ruth Bader Ginsburg was given goat horns, the official answer was, well, in Jewish culture, goat horns are a symbol of power. I shit you not. That is what the artist said.
And her feet are tentacles.
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, right there next to three other figures. I don't know which ones they are, but they each represent figures that defined Western law and the court system. And then we got Lady Satan here. The golden idol. Do you feed it babies?
Yeah.
Built her with a badonkadonk.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, I don't recall Ginsburg having that kind of figure.
No.
No. And she did when she was younger, but
No, that looks like something this person would pray to.
Ugh. Are they eating sushi off of it?
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, for those of you who joined me earlier today, thank you for joining the broadcast. That was a hell of a lot of fun. We've got no topic, so just start shooting questions at us.
We're having fun tonight.
yeah, it's a relaxation. I could use a relaxation. Been busy.
Relaxing. Nice, calm, pleasant. You been busy?
Yeah, I've been pretty busy. You know, my kid's got heart issues, so you know there was going to the doctor over that. She's only in her 30s and she's got a heart issue now.
Oh, jeez.
Well, you gotta remember that they made those candles that you pray to. They made those of Ginsburg. They made them of Biden. They made them of Fauci. They made them of Harris.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of creepy, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really creepy.
No, what's creepy is the fact that I found the candles to Ginsburg along with Ginsburg soap to, wash away your sins. I'm not kidding. At freaking, Cost Plus World Imports. I mean, like, really?
That's a good point, actually.
I wonder when the lightning will strike the statue like the Floyd Memorial.
Now, I don't know if this got much coverage, but this really did happen. Is they did build a memorial to George Floyd, and within the month, I mean, it was like, I think 2 weeks, it got destroyed by lightning.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm an atheist and all, but, that is a fairly convincing argument.
I remember reading about that. I was like, okay, so we're going with lightning.
Wow. Well, I don't know if lightning would strike it in New York, but something definitely.
Yeah, I might rethink my atheism if the Ginsburg statue does get struck by lightning. I mean, 3 times though. If there's like 3 of them, then yeah, that's not a coincidence. Either someone's got a lightning projector.
What, Tesla?
Yeah, Tesla. Daughter. Yeah, Tesla's daughter, or God's pissed.
Well, go ahead.
Oh, I got to remember. Well, at the what was it? The Emmys or the Grammys? That guy wore a Satan costume, and they're like, "Ha ha! It makes conservatives mad." It's like, no, you just look like a retard.
Frankly, I played that video or that thing at the beginning about communism.
Yeah.
If someone tells you they're a Satanist, you might as well believe them.
Yeah.
This whole thing of, that's a conspiracy theory. Well, if they're saying they're a Satanist and want golden showers, I buy it. I believe them.
Actually, I didn't even know the Grammys happened last night. It's just so not on my radar. It's like, they did? Oh, and somebody acted like an idiot?
Okay. It was a flaming gay dude in a devil outfit. I forget the artist's name, singing with the first trans woman to get a Grammy, who had been transitioned as a child.
Well, I'll bet that none of us heard any of the music before.
I haven't.
I'll be honest, I don't listen to much of anything past like 89 because I think it's all crap. I hated 90s music. I hated the grunge thing. It was like, oh my God, it's like listening to my little sister complain. But rock of the 80s. Go fuck yourself, okay?
Like, no.
You didn't hear Kiss up there complaining about that their mom took away their car keys.
No, they wanted to rock.
No, the only exception I'll give to the grunge music is Soundgarden's first album, or was it Bad Motorfinger, was worth a damn. Can't really say anything else about them other than that album. The second follow-up album I really hated, but that was it for grunge. I was never into grunge, but I was really into, the 90s was a good time for industrial music, and so I got a lot of music out of that era. What? Cat's laughing.
I'm laughing because...
Well, you're into Rammstein.
I am into Rammstein, but that wasn't until like 98, 99. You want to know what my little tiny baby cat music collection was in the 90s?
What?
Boys to Men and In Vogue. So there you go. But of course, I was like 10. So what the fuck did I know?
It's better than we got now.
Yeah.
It is better than what we get now. You know, there's actually like you know, somebody wrote that stuff.
I know it makes me sound old. I'm like, you know, modern music is trash. I mean,
modern popular music.
Sabaton. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, modern popular music does seem to be all written by a machine. I got to be honest. It does not. It's hard to tell bands apart.
It is hard to tell them. It's hard to tell when one song ends and another begins.
Let's see. Modern music that I like. Well, Psycho Stick. What?
Thank you, Wolf. Sorry.
Psycho Stick's good, but they're indie and completely self-produced.
Yeah.
I like some Tom McDonald stuff.
Yes, same here.
It's basically if you gotta go indie to find anything that's worth a damn.
Sabaton.
Sabaton. I like a handful of industrial bands that nobody's heard of that have started. I thought Poppy was genius for a while until it all fell apart. I thought that the concept of Poppy was really, really smart.
Mm-hmm.
Nickelback. I like Nickelback, and I don't care if anybody thinks it's stupid. I like Nickelback because at least it's good music. You know, I want to get drunk and tear shit up is always a good song.
But you know, no, that's cool. Yeah, we all have at least one album where it's like, fuck you, I like it.
Let's see. What else do I like? Okay, yeah. The other things I'm listening to right now, Mongolian folk metal.
Yes.
You know, when you're looking to Mongolia for good music, you know that your country's failed.
Yeah.
When Mongolians are kicking more ass at metal than your country is, the country that invented it.
No, it's the fact that they're kicking ass during like a reenactment of some battle between the Chinese and Mongolians back in like 1000 AD.
Those videos they do are awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to listen to this Ugandan death metal band, and I just respected them because they went out in the Ugandan desert wearing all black leather to film their videos, and they've got vultures landing to watch them. It's like, these guys are going to die before the end of their set.
That is pretty hardcore, though.
Yeah. Oh, good. Oh, you know about the Who? Yeah. Yeah, they're called the Who or Hugh.
Oh.
The Mongolian band.
Dude, what's the name of the Ugandan band?
Yeah.
I gotta look it up. I haven't listened to them in a long time. I lost my playlist. Let's see if I can find it on YouTube.
Undead Quinn. Did you know that Cell Dweller is actually a thing of the 90s? Yeah, most people don't know that, but Cell Dweller began as one of the only legit Christian metal bands. I mean, industrial. Most Christian industrial was just god awful and like pain, like most Christian rock. But this band Mortal was one of the few that was taken seriously because they were really good. And eventually they became Cell Dweller.
Oh.
So.
Let's see if I can find a picture of them.
Yeah, I like baby metal. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby metal's cool.
See, but we're talking American music, okay? The music coming from the West right now is sucking ass for the most part.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, kids are turning to Korea for pop music. That's you've thoroughly failed. You know, I tried to post this video and play it before one of the shows, but the file was too big. Because I did want to show you guys that video. It was so awesome.
They just rocked that hard.
I like some of Nene's music too as well. Yeah, Nene music is good. Although I prefer her folk metal stuff and not the covers.
But the covers are pretty kick-ass.
Yeah. Bardcore is hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway.
Tell me that you would want to go out in the desert wearing this. I'll put it in the private chat. But tell me you'd want to go out there dressed in the desert like this to record an album.
Okay, I'm clicking the link. Holy crap.
I don't know if I'd want to wear that, just walking down the street in America, not dying of heat.
I'm sharing this. This is going up. I mean,
the question is what part of town would you be walking down?
I don't know. You could probably get. Yeah, Death Metal Cowboys of Africa is what he put.
Damn.
I would say he looks pretty Road Warrior to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like right out of Fallout here.
I mean that's a lot of
Like-
studs.
Yeah, I mean that's somewhere between Rob Halford and Mad Max.
Yeah. You know,
String
he
Storm.
He should have the next biker gang after Humongous.
Yeah, String Storm's always good. I like the
Okay.
40K stuff.
Should ask a Himu if he knows of that band.
So is JC here? Just out of curiosity. Yeah, I was wondering if JC's. Nope, he's not in the chat.
Or if he is, he hasn't said anything.
A big iron on his hip. Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, it's definitely a Mad Max cosplayer.
But yeah, the other stuff I'm listening to is like nobody's heard of them. So it's like,
That's the majority of what I'm listening to now. And they're all from either Germany or Eastern Europe.
well, Wolverine says that he's never going to get the song out of his head.
oh God, Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, Fallout New Vegas had a glitch where it would play Big Iron and Johnny Guitar like every 3.5 minutes. And
Really?
It got to the point that I deleted the song Johnny Guitar and replaced it with just anything else.
Wow.
It was terrible. The first, 50 times I heard the song, I could handle it, but it would be like, oh, and next up, Johnny Guitar. I'm going to come to your radio station and shoot you in the face.
Okay. 21st century music that I can say was good. Arch Enemy. Very good. But that was in the aughts that they started, I believe.
Mhm.
Amelia Arsenic. Going down my music collection, seeing very little modern stuff here. Yeah, ELM's good. Horrible name, but good band. Oh, okay. His name is. Oh, you know what? Whoa. Did we just have another surge?
What?
It was that light bulb though, so.
Well, yeah, but the heater almost
Oh, that's true.
went out as well. Jim Davies. Jim Davies is really good. He put out an album that's really, and the whole theme is very anti-woke, which makes it even better. There's a few songs I might eventually load up and play for you guys. He wrote an entire song about just basically how movies suck ass. That's it. It's an entire song about how modern movies suck ass. He also said that he also had a song where he said that he really had a problem with all the woke people trying to change his history and culture, and that he was ready to fight on the front lines to get rid of them.
That's pretty cool. Ishii is literally going through his music collection right now.
Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything. It's kind of depressing. Anyway. Yeah, I'm still pretty damn impressed with the African Road Warrior.
Yeah.
He needs a movie now. Oh,
There's just, blarg.
yeah.
And I remember that Wolverine naming his courier Johnny Guitar in Fallout New Vegas just because.
Just because.
Yeah,
You ever actually seen the movie Johnny the Guitar?
I might have.
It's pretty good. It's old Western. Beast in Black is good. Okay. No relation to Mr. Beast, I take it.
God, talk about somebody that seems to have made people angry.
Yeah. Guy goes out, is paying for people to have their blindness cured, and what does it do? It pisses off all the commies.
It's like, it's poverty porn. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
But
go
these-
fuck yourself.
These
again,
people will celebrate and dance around for celebrities who donate $5,000 to their favorite charity. Like Bill Gates donates $20 billion to the Melinda and Bill Gates Foundation, and we're all supposed to be thrilled with it.
Yeah, basically an organization that's just downright evil.
You know, just like Al Gore. You know, it's like, I've planted X many thousands of trees. It's like, you own a logging company.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, Al. Well, yeah, give us a title. Give us a topic, man. Seriously, give us a title, a topic, something.
I hope I'm saying the right letters there. Sup, guys? I'm playing Nuclear War Simulator tonight.
Oh, that sounds fun. That sounds great.
Yeah. Nuclear War Simulator.
So how many of you launched from the Ukraine?
You push the button or not?
Yeah, if you're going to play Nuclear War Simulator, please target Davos for me.
12D wants you guys to talk about the balloon.
There isn't a lot to say other than
they shot it down.
They shot it down with a Raptor, which is like kind of overkill, but okay, I guess whatever.
Like Mr. No's topic, better cartoon writing, X-Men or Justice League?
Justice League League Unlimited. Mm-hmm. Spy balloon made Biden look real bad, and now they're trying to liken it to when a spy balloon passed the Aleutian Islands under Trump. As if that's any comparison.
It's not a comparison.
Well, somebody brought something up, if that had actually happened, the press would have been all over it talking about how he's weak on China.
Yeah.
The press had been all over it. So either A, Milley, being the person he was, didn't tell anybody, because he doesn't actually work for the United States. He works for himself. Or it never happened.
That's what most people are coming to the determination. It never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I need
my favorite military fiction, either Armor or Redliners.
Can we go right back?
Oh,
I need some food.
Redliner's good.
Very cool. I have yet to read either, but Armor is on my to-read list, so that's another good one to add.
We have the audio.
We have the audio?
Yep.
Oh, excellent. We have the audio, apparently.
Let's see. Hey, dog. Hi. Hello, dog.
Okay.
That dog just ran up to me. It's all like, hi. It's like, hi. Let's see. Favorite comic book ones. Oh, God.
Yeah, that one's harder.
I think it would have to be... I don't know, looking back on them, they were great at the time, but they weren't that great looking back on them.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's really tough. I'd probably have to say the X-Force Cable saga early in the beginning of it.
Really? How come?
Because it really stirred stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
It really, they added Cable, and Cable turned out to be, a decent character, and then Strife turned out to be just an evil clone of Cable with a bucket on his head, which is funny because somebody said, for all we know, Strife is just Cable with a bucket on his head, and then sure as shit.
Well, wasn't that in the era where Marvel was starting to get pissed because fans were actually able to pick up on when plot elements were being telegraphed?
Yes.
And were talking about it, and they're like, oh, crap.
Yeah, and it was also when, what's his name, that everybody gives a bunch of shit to. Liefeld was big.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, at least Liefeld did something besides the same static crap.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was getting really static there. And one thing I didn't like though was the '80s Wolverine, the '80s limited edition, the limited run of Wolverine made it so he was in everything. God, the fanboys, the '80s fanboys were fucking terrible. Oh, he should be in this comic. He should be in this guy. How about he just fuck off? I like the character, but it wasn't. I don't know.
Or it's you'll want to pick up Fantastic Four number whatever because Wolverine's gonna show up, but he's in there for like 2 seconds
Yeah.
just to say, hey, smell you later, and then leave.
Two panels and leaves.
Yeah. Cue the studio audience clapping.
Yeah.
The question is what's your favorite comic book run?
Uh,
Oh, you're eating.
let's see.
Claremont on the X-Men.
Is there any specific story arc or just Claremont in general?
I like an arc that is very divisive, and that is the whole thing in which the teams kind of split up, the Australia arc and the post-Australia arc, especially when Wolverine's in Manderpool. I thought that was great.
Cool.
I know that a lot of people had issues with the Australia run where they were hiding out in the outback, but I thought it was great.
That was when Wolverine got crucified by the Reavers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I actually unironically enjoyed the fact that they caught him, beat his ass, and crucified him.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of felt like he needed to knock down a peg after the 80s.
That kind of dovetail into what you were saying about him being in everything.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I think that initially Claremont was moving towards Logan dying because Claremont wanted the characters to constantly be a changing cast of people who have just joined, people who, people would die and stay dead, and he wanted people to age out in real time. And it seemed like he was getting to the idea of, well, Wolverine's nearing the end of his life.
Yeah.
And his healing factor was beginning to fail, and he was actually getting lung cancer.
I still think they should have started rotating him, because one thing I hated about the 90s with Marvel was just they had a superpower for everything, and they were trademarking them as fast as they could.
Really? They were trying to trademark superpowers?
Basically trademark characters. And it was like, it got to the point where they even had an issue about some kid that could turn like pencils to gold. It was like, oh God. I was like, they had to rebalance everything by having some supervillain go on this mass murdering spree.
Yeah, there was a couple times that happened where they needed to clean things up.
That's what House of M was.
Well, there was a Scourge as well. The Scourge, who was this guy who was essentially, he dressed like the Shadow, except he wore nothing but white and a skull face. And there was just an entire arc where all he was doing was going around and killing off minor villains.
Yeah, and there was the other one that was that
Still no.
He was in red. He was in red, and he looked like a budget Deathpool before Deathpool was really a thing.
Yeah,
and he was shooting everybody.
Jeez.
Which was it was like once he was done killing off all the excess villains, he disappeared. He doesn't really have a backstory. Nobody knows who he is or why he was doing it or where he went.
He shows up, kills people, leaves.
Right.
Done.
Okay, so you didn't like the Outback arc, Wolverine. Did you at least like the Manderpool arc? Because I thought that was amazing. And then when they do a Genosha.
Genosha was...
it looks like Wolverine really knows his shit when it comes to comics.
Oh God, yes. Yeah. If
does somebody want to text Janelle, or is she not coming on tonight?
I'm not sure. Let me go check on her.
I mean, she hasn't been receiving the invites for some reason because her email's screwed up. Is Deadpool overrated? Yes,
oh God,
yes, and yes.
Oh God, yes.
Beyond overrated. Oh, you know what? You're right. Daredevil Born Again was fucking amazing. That was one of that was a high point for comics, in my opinion, especially heroic storytelling. Big time.
You know what I really liked is I used to buy the big, remember the big, I think they were like 12 by 8 black and white Conan magazines?
She's
Yeah.
skipping the show tonight.
Oh, she's skipping the show? All right.
Yeah.
Because, I used to buy those.
Fun.
All right. Well, since we're talking comics, do you want to join? Should we ask Wolvie to join the cast for tonight?
He knows a lot about comic books to the point where even I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it. I know him. He's a friend of mine. I've known him for like 20 years. So.
Okay, I'm just gonna stick this in the chat here if you want to jump in, Wolverine.
I can send it to him real quick if you want.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's in your email.
Yeah, I can just if he's paying attention to his Skype like he's supposed to.
What did I think of the X-Men New Teen Titan book? Didn't read it. Never read it. Didn't even know it existed.
Let's see, I think it was Scourge, yeah. But yeah, Deadpool has been overused. The Deadpool was okay, but it's everybody wants to write their characters as Deadpool now, and that's what drives me crazy.
Yeah. He's being ironic and funny by talking to the audience and breaking the fourth wall. So, damn, I was really hoping JC would show up so I could talk a little more about taking him up on his challenge and where it's gone. But I don't want to get into it unless he pops into the chat. Because
check your Skype, Wolverine.
JC challenged me to do something that was so fucking ridiculous I had to give it a try.
Touch your monkey with hot sauce.
well, that's certainly a.
Or there's Tiger Balm.
Oh God, that hurt. No, you put Tiger Balm on your leg and then accidentally some of that gets on your nuts. That's bad. That is bad.
Yeah.
That is torture.
I only laugh because I've had a similar experience. So
that happens to lady parts too, apparently.
Yeah, so I understand the pain.
So
No.
I'll tell you this much. JC challenged me to merge the plot synopses to The Day the Clown Cried and Ilsa She-Wolf for the SS and feed it into the AI.
Oh wow.
It's 5,000 words right now.
Not bad.
Yeah, actually, yes.
And it's going to include art. And when you put things like Day the Clown Cried, oh, so did you hear what I just said, JC?
Well, keep talking.
Okay,
keep
well,
talking.
yeah.
JC can't respond by voice.
Not only did I take him up on his challenge to merge those two plots, and it produced, I've got 5,000 words worth. It's probably going to end up being 10,000. I might release it next month as Richard Steele's second book. Before iRoboner, which will be the next collection. But anyway, I merged The Day the Clown Cried with Ilsa She-Wolf for the SS. Now, The Day the Clown Cried, for those who are unaware, is a terrible, terrible film that's never been released. It's so bad. Written, directed, funded, and starred in by Jerry Lewis, about a clown who is sent to Auschwitz and he entertains Jewish children before they get gassed. I shit you not.
That is a thing that exists.
That is a thing that exists.
Welcome, Wolverine.
I've seen this movie. Salutations.
You have seen you've seen The Day the Clown Cried?
Yeah.
How did you do that?
I was a kid.
Okay.
I think you're thinking about the Jerry Lewis movie, aren't you?
Yeah, the one. Yeah.
It never got a release, supposedly.
I saw it on TV when I was a kid, like in the 70s or something.
Oh shit! It really made it to TV. Okay.
Yeah, they used to play that, like, in the middle of nowhere when, as far as the TV schedule goes, when it was fuck all on. It's like, you know what? Let's just depress everybody. There's nothing else to watch.
Yeah, they say it was an unfinished and unreleased, but I remember Mad Magazine doing a thing on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it exists. John Carpenter saw it at a party, and he says he really wished he hadn't.
At least I'm pretty sure I've seen this movie. I've seen it. I remember bits of it.
The other one, he told me to mix that with Ilsa She-Wolf of the SS, which is a classic grindhouse film about a Nazi dominatrix who runs a concentration camp and is using the prisoners for her BDSM experiments to prove that women can take more pain than men.
Well, let's be honest. There was a whole Ilsa series.
Oh yeah, there was a ton of them, and I fed it into the AI, and my God, it was one of those things where the responses I kept getting were so damn funny. I just kept going with it because it just kept getting funnier and funnier. But I'll tell you, when you enter clown and concentration camp into the graphics generator, it produces some really terrifying shit.
Yeah.
All I know is you can get those things to flip out.
Yeah, they flip their lid very well.
So yeah, it produced some very disturbing images. But then I thought, Ilsa She-Wolf of the SS, I didn't think it went far enough.
It didn't go far enough.
So I thought, well, what if I made it the day the clown cried before, the day the clown cried for Elsa She-Wolf of the SS? As in
Why
Elsa
not?
from Frozen.
Wow. Yeah.
And her right-hand man, the head guard of the concentration camp, Olaf.
Would you like to build a snowman?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That would be, oh God, and you're actually using the AI to write it.
Yes.
Oh God. Oh God. You know what
Yeah.
this means, Rolf?
What?
Ilsa's last name is Tandy.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
And yeah, here's more clown in a concentration camp.
Wait, I just have to share this. Facts about the day the clown cried. Jim Wright revealed to the press his plan to produce a new version of The Day the Clown Cried. He mentioned he would have Richard Burton as the title role.
What the fuck?
Just picture that. Anyway.
So yeah, as a prompt to continue the nightmare that is this challenge JEC gave to me, I had Anna, Ilsa's sister from Frozen, trying to figure out if she had 4 kitchens with 15 ovens, making batches of cookies every hour on the hour for 24 hours. How long would that take?
Oh, yeah.
So Anna's trying to figure out how many cookies she can bake over that period of time in the story. And there she is doing it. So you're a bad person, JC. This is your fault. I'm blaming you.
They were also considering William Hurt and Robin Williams.
How about William Shatner?
No, he was not.
How about William Shatner? How about that? So, okay, we'll go back to talking about...
Final Fantasy said that doesn't look like Anna. Anyway, we are talking about comics.
Yeah, let's talk about comics.
Yeah.
Comics.
Hey, comics.
So you disagree with me on the Outback arc?
It was too much of a departure for me. It was weird. Yeah. It was just weird. And as an artist, I really hated the art during that run. To be fair,
Sylvester.
Yeah, it was early Sylvester. Like, he hadn't learned how to draw yet. He did most of that in the studio, honestly, learning to draw, as far as I can tell. Just looking at his work over the years and its progression. But really, other than like Jim Lee, I hate the 90s artists. Like the 90s drove me away from comics, like around 1992, 1993. Like up until then, since since as early as I can remember, and I'm like pushing 51. Like drawing comics is all I had ever even considered being when I grew up, and like the 90s happened, and I just like, I'm done. This isn't for me
I
anymore.
dropped X-Men as soon as they had the gold and blue team. I was like, done. This isn't X-Men anymore. Done. Out.
Yeah, not only was it like dividing them up into gold and blue, but all of a sudden like the outfits were suddenly like front wedgies for all the guys.
Yeah.
For some unknown reason.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
you're an artist, are you?
Hmm?
You're an artist?
Yes.
He's a good one too.
Why, thank you.
But
do you care sharing any of your work, or is there a place we can see it?
Under consider look.
Okay, well, who's thinking about that? Who would I have Scourge kill?
Like, what's the easiest way to answer that question?
I think who I would have Scourge kill in the MCU right now, I think I would start with Nature Girl.
anybody with a double X chromosome.
Then move on to America Chavez.
Oh yes.
I'd have her gunned down. Let's see.
Soy Hulk.
The entire new breed. Yeah, Soy
Yeah.
Hulk.
Soy
America
Hulk.
Chavez. I want the entire new breed.
Yeah,
mow
Soy
down.
Hulk.
Yes. Basically, take any character invented in the last 15 years and just fucking gut them.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need them.
No, only as examples.
In fact,
Exactly.
then I want Scourge to actually climb out of the pages and then gun everyone down at Marvel,
Yeah.
drawing the
DC.
comics and writing them.
And DC.
And DC.
And yeah, well, then he can move on to DC.
DC is yeah. There's no even saying which one is worse at this point.
How many of you remember the Batgirl panel, which could have been in the back of a Boy's Life magazine with "Find 10 Things Wrong in This Picture," where the bathtub covered part of the door.
Oh
and the
yeah.
bathtub was on top of the mat, and the reflection didn't show what she was doing.
Wow.
Oh, that was terrible, and that made it. That
That
made
one.
it into a fucking comic.
Yeah, that was fuck awful, man.
It is amazing what does make it in. It blows my mind, honestly.
And then also I think I'd want him to gun down the current Harley Quinn.
Yes,
Please do. Let's just revert Harley all the way back to Batman the Animated Series.
yes.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Yeah, back when she was a character.
Yes.
Instead of
Like everything they've done with her since then has just been slutting and destroying what there was of a character that you're going to get on a cartoon show.
I don't think I'm following you on Instagram.
So
Whenever-
Tim Cook wants us to keep going on this. Is okay. Worst comic book run, go.
1991 to present.
worst comic book run.
That is a tough question because
That's like asking which turd is worse in the fucking septic tank.
Yeah.
I know. Gray Hulk.
I just sprayed diarrhea in the bowl. Which part is worse?
Yeah, Gray Hulk. Gray Hulk was terrible. I hated
Gray
the
Hulk.
Gray Hulk. I hated the Gray Hulk.
Agreed, but I also have to ask which one?
The first time. Not the
gangster?
original. No, not the original. But we're talking where he was.
Joe
like
Fixit, the gangster from the late 80s.
Yes, I hated him.
Yeah, that was fucking stupid. There's no reason to make Hulk a somewhat intelligent, snarky gangster. That's about as far away from the character concept as you can get.
Frank Castle is Frankenstein. I hated that.
Yes,
What?
that was awful.
Yep.
I can
they
trump
had the
it.
flavor. Okay.
Frank Castle as Space Ghost Rider.
I had blocked that out.
You're welcome.
Frank Castle as a preachy leftist,
Yes, that was terrible with his ninja claws. Yeah. Fuck that
and
guy.
him talking about preaching to Captain America about how Russia is the reason we won the war.
Jesus Christ. Or the current Frank Castle, leader of the Hand,
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Really?
Bring
who
back.
doesn't use guns.
What?
Yep.
How
Yeah.
can he be the Punisher and not use guns?
And he doesn't have the skull emblem anymore. He has
No.
like an Asian kind of skull demon emblem now.
Like an Oni?
Because literally
Yes,
because the
yes.
police and right wingers were wearing Punisher shirts and they and the leftists were not okay with that. So they took the Punisher symbol away from him.
Well, actually, we have a guy in our neighborhood who drives a Charger, and he's got a black Charger, and he's got the Punisher skull on the hood, and he's a cop. It's like,
Yes.
thank you, sir.
We're glad we live near you.
Yes.
Oh man, it's
No,
the things they've changed.
You want the Punisher? Go to Indiegogo, look for Mike Baron, whom like all of the rest of Comicsgate is shadow banned. Look for Private American. Mike Baron was the actual real fucking Punisher writer.
I like
Really?
Punisher Max.
And he's doing work for Comicsgate. He's got his own books out. He put
What's
out a
it?
book called The Thin Blue Line, but the new one is called Private American, which
Private
is
American.
essentially about a Hispanic American guy who lives down by the border, who is sick of the open border and no controls and shit coming over, and he starts patrolling on his own.
He's got the Gadsden snake on his chest.
He does. Don't
Yeah.
tread on me.
See, if you want to read a good Punisher, there was Punisher Max, which was pretty good, except for the Barracuda arcs, and
Yeah.
Punisher Born, which was a prequel.
Okay,
Neo
so
Star
here's
knows Thin Blue Line. Yeah.
Thin Blue Line.
Actually, Mike Baron is suing some motherfuckers over Thin Blue Line and Private American because they've been making moves against him and his campaigns, trying to get him taken down and everything, saying that his books are racist and this and thatist. No one's even read the fucking book. No one's seen the book. They don't know anything about the book.
This looks
But they're
great.
making claims, and he's not going to mess around. He's suing them.
Do you do you know Mike?
Not personally, but I get around a lot in Comicsgate.
Yeah,
To one
this is
degree or
nice.
another, I know, or at least have been acquainted with on the thinnest margin with damn near everybody. They
What's
may not
another-
remember me. But
What's another comics question they got?
yeah, they retconned that. Oh, they've retconned the Punisher's.
He killed his
background
wife.
many times.
He killed his wife.
You know, you've got a good one, JW.
JW, the Mockingbird short run, the ask me about my feminist agenda nonsense, starting point for the rot.
Sadly, not the starting point, but it was one of the first big publicly noticed red flags.
Mm-hmm.
That was around when they started tipping their hand.
Yeah.
But they were there long before that.
Sadly.
I never see. I quit reading comic books when I got the latest issue of X-Men, and I opened it up, and it was gay porn masquerading as a basketball game, and Magneto was a 20-something, and everybody looked like androgynous people with long hair, and it was like, is that Magneto or is that Rogue?
Oh.
Look, man, all I know is I'm really glad I haven't read an X-Men in decades. When we got
Yes.
to the point when Scott and Logan and Jean were in a troika.
Sure, why not?
Yeah.
No, you are glad that you have dodged the bullet that is X-Men Green.
What was it? There was an entire storyline not long ago, which is basically a psychotic environmentalist mutant who just started killing people completely unrelated to environmental
Yes.
issues.
Exactly.
And then everybody said that she was great.
Isn't
Because
that
that's what they do.
isn't that the one where she killed the store manager because somebody
Yes.
got a plastic bag and then threw it away and it choked a fish?
Well,
Yes.
Okay, real quickly, for all of you who were listening to today's Nothing Cast, where I was talking about the blatant fanfic I was writing and the league crumbles, I actually am rewriting that scene as the inciting incident.
Yeah. Yeah, she finds a turtle on the beach that is in the process of choking on said plastic bag. She does nothing to actually try to save the poor thing. It croaks, and then when she looks at the bag, sees it has the name of some store somewhere, she flips out and goes to the store and murders the manager. Not even the owner, the night manager.
The
Not even
difference
whoever
is-
the hell bought that thing that had the fucking loops on it. Nothing.
No. Well, you know, okay, so the night manager's working his job, and this bitch just walks in and kills him.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Jams
Yeah.
Scissors into his neck.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever
In
her
fact-
weird psycho mutant power is. You know.
Well, no, then
I don't
she
remember.
had birds attack the cops so that she could run away.
Because she claimed that the animals in Vegas were enslaved.
Yeah.
It's also retarded.
Yes, indeed.
Shit you not. That
Well,
is really the plot.
Let us not forget that this is indeed the character that has moose horns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Antlers, I'm sorry, antlers.
I don't know what kind of head wound you have to sustain to think that that's a design that you want to go with.
Or that it's practical in any way.
In any way.
To me, it's just like, what if somebody grabs your horns and stabs you in the neck?
Yeah.
Because they're just going to
Exactly.
yank your head around.
How are you going to get through a door?
Yeah, like as an artist, my first thought is I don't want to have to draw like intricate moose antlers or some stuff. But then I look at it and realize that Bullwinkle was drawn more carefully.
I mean, can you imagine? They're just going to find her dead in the forest with her antlers tangled in a tree.
Yeah, 'cause she couldn't get through the fucking bathroom door. She's just dead.
Yep.
Okay, so you know, in the X-Men Green issue where she kills the store manager, she then goes into the bathroom and just sits there until the cops show up, and the cops unleash a dog to go in and take care of her, as if cops actually do that.
Yeah.
No.
And she decides, okay, I'll ask the dog to judge me if I was right or wrong.
Yeah.
And here I'll read, I know I will be judged harshly for this, and maybe I deserve it. So, so I'll let the first animal I see be my judge and jury. I will let her decide. And that's the dog. Am I wrong to have killed that human? Arrgh!
It's
It
a
hurts, I know.
fucking
Let it
dog.
out. It's how I got here.
Editor's
Turtle was so sad and
translation.
angry.
Hog says, "Hi, I lick my balls."
Tell me, pup, was I wrong what I did here? Arrgh! I know
Give
you're
me
right.
food, bitch.
Yeah.
I'm actually I'm reading the
It's
dialogue.
bacon!
That was the actual dialogue, guys. I wasn't making that up.
No, that really is the dialogue in that scene. And
Sadly, yes.
basically she like shoves every image of like animal atrocities into this poor dog's head to make it feel like sad and depressed and to quote unquote forgive her for shanking some poor store manager in the neck.
You know, the thing is, Snowflake in Safe Space
Oh, God.
was hilarious. The reason that got canceled.
Because everybody mocked it on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they found out
that entire process was hilarious.
that when they found out, they were first thrilled that it got all these orders. And then they found out why the orders were up and they canceled the book. Because everybody was like just itching to tear it to shreds.
Oh, man.
And the guy who wrote it, oh my god. Like how do you, as any kind of adult person who was born with testicles, sit in front of a camera and admit that that Night Thrasher was a frightening black character for you?
He, first of all, is a spoiled rich kid from Manhattan whose parents bought him his status and his way into Marvel. That's how.
Oh yeah. And he
No,
also
I know that
pisses
for a fact.
pure soy sauce.
Wait, isn't Night Thrasher like Dracula with a skateboard and a bad head wound?
No, he's just a black guy with a skateboard and a bad head wound.
So he's
Really?
admitting that black guys are scary.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay, well,
And
he
don't think for a
does
minute
live
we
in New
didn't make
York
sure
during
to
the
point
riots.
that out.
He did live in New York during the riots.
Well, so did I when it was Los Angeles during the riots.
I was
don't
in
have
Los
that
Angeles.
problem.
Yeah, but you're not a pussy.
No.
I was in Los Angeles during the riots. You can even see me. You can even see me in some of the news footage.
I grew up in Toledo in the 70s. I ain't impressed.
Yeah.
Like point taken.
Oh man, it's just comic books. I mean, comic books used to be good entertainment, but you pick one up nowadays and it's lecturing you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like,
Well, there's also the other massive problem that we have with comic books in the mainstream anymore is that these motherfuckers that they have working there anymore, all the leftists, all the SJWs, they can't write heroes. All the heroes are written as villains.
Right.
mm-hmm.
And then because they're villains anyway, even though that the writers don't actually understand that they've done this, for some reason we all have to understand the villains because they're not really all that bad, are they? And fights. Who wants to fight people? That shouldn't we just affirm each other? So the villains who used to be heroes just end up sitting down with the villains, having lunch and talking about how awesome the girls are.
How about when
Very much.
Titania and
Oh Jesus!
She-Hulk decide, we're women, we don't have to fight. We can work this out with words.
Yeah, and then Titania says, "Go ahead, beat me up. I'll let you, because we're women."
Whoever's done that has never been actually around women because I've seen women start to pull hair and claw each other over fingernail polish shades.
Yep.
Well, not only that, whoever wrote that has never been hit really hard in the face.
No.
Titania's just like, let's just stop fighting and you knock me senseless and I'll just let myself get arrested. But knock me senseless involves beat me in the face a whole lot real hard.
Like, look, it's not like, just writing a Valium on your fist and knocking you out. It's not going to do that.
Like, did it just not occur to you that Titania should go, cuffs, please? Something, anything?
Nope.
Time out, stop hitting me. I quit. Anything?
Oh. Neo Star.
Oh. Okay, where is it?
The one right above that one.
Yeah,
no,
that too.
Correction, that was Jane Foster, She-Thor, not
She-Hulk.
I
thought it was Jane at first, but I was rolling with Ishii on the She-Hulk because I don't remember.
This is what you get with a generation raised on modern American public school and Steven Universe. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I did not like the She-Hulk run where they turned her into a steroid-abusing, spike-having, covered in spikes and retardation copy of regular Hulk. I mean, we already have Hulk. We don't need this one, It was like, Mom, can we have the Hulk? No, we have Hulk at home. You go home and there's She-Hulk.
Oh, that was the era where you weren't allowed to call her She-Hulk anymore. She was also Hulk.
Also Hulk.
And drawn more masculine than the Hulk.
Yeah.
Well, that depends. If you're talking about the movie Hulk, it's really easy to draw something more masculine than that Hulk.
Oh,
yeah. The Incredible Ruffalo
Hulk
has gone way too far.
Metrosexual Hulk is pretty awful.
It's not even metrosexual. It's just bitch ass Hulk.
Pussified?
It's even worse. I mean, I don't know.
It's the closest thing that he has shown to having balls in like the last how long has it been? Since like Age of Ultron at least. Was when he pushed She-Hulk off the cliff once. That's it.
I didn't watch that.
I didn't want to, but I had to. I had to know
why did you have
what
to?
they did. I've asked myself that question a lot over the past years. I think it just boils down to I have to see it. I have to see what they did to these people that used to be my friends.
No, you don't have to see it. You do not have to give them the click or the ratings or even space in your mind. You don't have to.
as my ship sails the seven seas, they get nothing from me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo ho, you are a pirate.
Yeah, I won't even see a good film. Even if a film turns out to be good, supposedly, if it's Disney, I won't do it because fuck Disney.
Mhm.
Seriously.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Doctor Doom taking over the world, Galactus devouring an entire planet, or Thanos wiping out half the population of Earth just to impress Lady Death, all can be resolved by talking. Oh,
We can
and
just
they're
forget
sympathetic.
about all that. We can just forget about all that.
Yeah.
We don't even have to talk about it.
Like,
That's what they did though, is they got rid of basically got rid of the whole thing of everybody vanished for 5 years by saying, "Oh, everybody got over it."
Yeah.
yeah, you
It
can
was a
just,
little tough there for a while, but we're fine now.
it's
Sorry.
like a certain disease we can't talk about. You just get over it.
Even Doctor Doom cried at 9/11.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
So, yeah, of course. I mean, he's tried to destroy New York entirely, but I mean,
Oh yeah. But
But that was an atrocity.
do you think he cried because he didn't do it? He didn't think
Yeah.
of doing it.
not
It's
like
like all
this.
his major plans, and all it took was 2 planes.
Yeah, all of his plans, everything else, and you needed 2 planes and a handful of idiots
Yeah.
You just needed
with
to
box
shove-
knives.
Yeah, Doom bots, death rays. You could have just done it with
Yeah,
some Hajis and 2 planes.
Yep.
Yeah, Doom's over here going, I've spent hundreds of billions of dollars of my nation's money on plans.
And these idiots did it with box cutters. What's funny is I've heard people say, and this is something he brought up Thanos. This is something I love to say. Is everybody's like, oh, it's Malthusian, but the big thing I always hear is he could have doubled the amount of resources, right? That's
Yeah.
everybody's argument,
Mhm.
right? That is the dumbest shit I've heard in my life when you're a child, if you
Yes.
believe that. Because what is something that right now we hear all the time as a resource? Wind and sunlight. Now, double the amount of sunlight and wind on a planet, and what do you get? Uranium's lithium. Let's double all the radioactive and rare earth elements. I mean, let's do that. Let's just double all the stuff that these people use, and yeah, that's really gonna work well because now the universe is empty of life.
Yeah.
Well, no.
And they couldn't have done that storyline in the movies because they had already fucked themselves out of that by eliminating the entire Lady Death angle to begin with, which was only the entire fucking point of Thanos in the beginning.
Exactly.
Like, oh, we'll just get rid of that. It's a minor subplot. No, it's the foundation of the character to begin with, really.
It's his whole reason for doing what he's doing.
If you eliminate the obsession with Lady Death and all that, then you never have a Thanos at all. Except for the part where he was basically just Kirby recreating Darkseid because he'd gone back to Marvel by that point.
Yeah.
I think it would have been funny if they would have had the Thanos copter. And you know what they need to do? They needed to follow the storyline where he just picks this random kid, and for the rest of the kid's life, he fucks with him on his birthday. Like blows up his house, disintegrates his dog, flies by in the Thanos copter waving at him. They should have done that plot line. I would have watched that.
You know,
Wow.
actually, I don't, Mr. No. It was so I don't remember. Or do you mean the first Avengers movie? Which one?
That's a lot. Anyone. That was a long time ago.
I mean, I remember them eating shawarmas, but
That was at the end of the first. That was the little
End of the
bonus
first
scene at
Avengers,
the end
yeah.
of the first Avengers.
Man,
Yeah.
that ruined the best place to go eat at San Diego Comic-Con because there was this little shawarma place around the corner that like nobody knew about. So you got like the best food at a decent price and no lines on Saturday. And that scene hit, and I'm glad for this because it was a mom and pop group. So I'm glad that this little shop got a ton of business, but you couldn't eat there anymore because it was the line wrapped around the block literally for years because people just wanted to say I had shawarma. So it's like ugh. Anyway.
And yeah, they're right. With the first appearance that we got of Thanos in the MCU they fucking dropped that line to challenge them is to court death, and he gives that shit-eating grin at the camera. That was all but saying, yeah, this whole Lady Death thing is in, and then they just dropped it.
Well, you know why they dropped it, don't you?
Because they think they're smarter and better writers.
Because she would have to look good.
Oh,
I mean, the Marvel Death can look like literally anything she wants to all the time. It doesn't even matter.
When I think of Lady Death, though, I think of Lady Death, the comic book, gray skin, white hair.
Yeah, that's a DC property. That's an entirely different character.
No. Death in Marvel, what it was in the, if I recall correctly, she looked like the Grim Reaper.
Usually,
except she had kind of a translucent flesh over the skeleton. That was
they
sexy.
usually just drew it as a skeleton in a purple robe. But anytime they wanted to, they draw her looking like a woman or whatever.
Can you imagine how weird that'd be? You look down and she's got transparent skin, and you can just see her dick going back and forth above her pelvic bone.
There's a whole genre of that, apparently.
That would be weird. That would be too weird. I'd be like, look, you're invisible sexy, but I gotta go.
The worst part is, I thought you went SJW with that because I thought you said her dick was waving.
No, seriously, there is an entire hentai genre, apparently. Hentai that is exactly what you just said.
But
why? Was a woman, yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess it's because it exists. I don't know.
Because we can.
We bombed them not enough or too much.
One or the other. We can't be sure.
No.
Oh man, comic books are fun to talk about because they've gone from fun stuff to what the ever-loving fuck am I reading?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They made Scott, of all the people to make into a terrorist, they chose Scott. Like one of the wussiest, dumbest, morally wishy-washy characters in X-Men. They made him into a terrorist. I never bothered to read how. I mean, it's just, he's a terrorist now.
They're all terrorists now.
Yeah.
I did read an episode. I read part of an issue.
They took all of them. They moved them off onto a living island and shit.
Well, isn't Kitty Pryde like president of Mutant America or some stupid shit?
I don't know.
The last I heard, all the mutants moved out to Krakoa and declared their own nation or whatever. Yeah, but Kitty Pryde isn't allowed in.
Kitty Pryde's not allowed in.
I don't remember why. I didn't read the books, just synopsis and shit and reviews and shit. But she's not allowed in.
Kitty Pryde's not allowed in.
They've got like buoys out in the ocean with a sign that says no Kitty Prydes.
So the one nation that says all mutants can be a citizen there.
Oh yeah, and Franklin Richards isn't a mutant anymore. Because
she's not a mutant anymore?
No, Franklin Richards is no longer a mutant.
Isn't that an obnoxious snot-nosed kid?
Reed and Sue's kid, who's basically a reality warper.
Yeah. But he's not a mutant anymore. What is he now?
I don't fucking remember. Something else.
A science experiment?
Yeah.
What got me is, remember how Reed Richards was the smartest guy in the Marvel Universe, and the second one was, I think it was Banner. And then the third one was Stark. And now these guys aren't even in the top 10 anymore.
No. They're outclassed by 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? It would be more impressive if the people who write them could write something intelligent.
Well, that would mean they'd have to be intelligent.
Exactly.
Then there'd have to be, reasons why these characters are so stunning and brave and not, skin tone.
Anyone with any reasonable amount of at least common sense wouldn't be woke.
I mean, it would make for an interesting villain.
What?
If you took it all and just dialed it up to 11 and had anarcho-tyranny going on and, everything dialed up to 11, it would make for an interesting villain. Of course, you could defeat him with like a bran muffin, but my gluten allergy dies.
I've said over and over again, like one of the big fuck ups, one of the earlier fuck ups they did with the X-Men even was when Jean Grey read Bobby Drake's mind and told him he's gay. And it turns out she's right. He's gay.
Yeah.
I always thought
But
that
strangely
was disturbing.
enough, like that's not the first character Jean read their mind and they found out, oh, you're gay.
Well, see, that's interesting because
Now,
I actually didn't know about that.
I would actually have
but-
respected this if it was a purposeful plot line that turned out that Jean was in fact a villain, mind raping these people into being gay.
See, that's what I heard it was originally. I heard that Jean did that on purpose to Bobby.
I'd have
And
respected
I'm like, well,
that.
that would have been interesting to follow through and then have it wear off and him get, have him get pissed.
Or even if it doesn't wear off, like they find out and they have to stop her and save all the ones that she's brainwashed and stuff.
Like that would be interesting.
That would have been a bold plot line.
Yeah, a very
no.
bold plot line.
Turns out she just looked and was right.
And he
I
went.
never liked Jean. In fact, I kind of hate her by a lot.
Anymore? Yeah.
No, in general, I've always hated her.
Oh, well.
She's a whiny simp. Anyway.
Well, we're up at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
And we've both had a bit of a long day.
Mm-hmm.
Can we call it a night?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Been a long day. Hey, we talked about comics. Yay, we did.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
We did something productive today.
And remember,
Exactly.
everyone, if someone says they're a communist, they're a communist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be willing to believe them.
Yeah. And by the way, all links to both mine and Roltz's books are in the description, as well as a link to Richard Steele's, first published novel, ROBOMANCER.
Real quick, Neostar last thoughts. Neostar says Marvel wants us to believe Emma Frost made Cyclops a terrorist, but not Jean Grey making Bobby gay. Anyway.
Yeah.
They all deserve to go out of business.
Good night, everybody. Thank
Good
you.
night.
TTFN, y'all.
And
Come and knock.
I just want to shake some sense into you kids.